Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Play The Long Dark. On the last episode we prepared, we made some firewood, we checked our supplies to see what we got, so now we're venturing out once again. Although it's a little later in the evening, ideally I would have liked to go out a few hours earlier, but hey, this is what happens when you're surviving the Canadian wilderness. Unexpected things happen. You might have to stay at home and boil water. So we're going to go explore Mystery Lake here. There's quite a few spots along here. A few different clusters of cabins and then the small fishing huts here. It's a great place to go to get loot. As far as I know. So you may have noticed a snowstorm came on all of a sudden. It's not a good sign. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. One thing you always got to keep out for is the wolves. Sometimes they can sneak right up on you, other times you see them for a mile away.
That'll come in handy.
Really need some... oh, food. There we go. Oh, awesome. Work boots. Some good boots is just what I need. Hopefully we can find some more food in the cabins up ahead. Weather in this game is pretty random. As you saw just a few minutes ago, we went out and I don't even believe it was snowing. Within like a few seconds, a big storm just started to hit. Alright, time to move on. It's gonna be dark soon. Now, while running does get you to your destination faster, it also uses up more of your fatigue, I believe. So I'm trying to limit the amount I run. Lake cabins. Not much in here. Oh, some accelerant. A whole lot of nothing. Here we go.
I could use this.
Indeed, we could use this. And we will use this. Some food, that's what we need. Doesn't sound too pleasant out there. Hope it's not getting worse. Oh, I got snow in my boots. Hate when that happens. That's a very nice painting. Oh, a flare. Now this will come in handy. You can use flares to scare away the wolves, and the hunting rifle isn't common to come across, so flares are really your only option. I'm gonna have to break some of these items down that I'm not using. Using the harvest function, you can break down clothing, materials. I may have went over this already, into just materials, so I think we'll do that towards the end of the episode if we have enough time. I really got to start watching the durability on my items. I highly doubt you get a notification when it's low durability, so it's quite possible that you'll just lose the item, so I gotta keep an eye on that. You know, I personally like winter. I have been winter camping a few times, and I'm slowly getting into it more, so I hope to go more this year. So this game really appeals to me. Although I would probably be screwed if I was in Charles here's situation. But, you know, Charles is doing pretty good for himself.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
I hope so too, Charles. Toronto Sun. Finding a lot of matches.
Looks like this has been here a while.
I wonder if they're one-time use, or if you can use a set of matches 10 times, say. I'll have to figure that out. Not too much in here. Let's see what we got.
That'll come in handy.
Condensed milk. That doesn't sound too appetizing. Maybe it'll turn into ice cream. Alright, last but not least. Let's find something good in here. I'm curious if the loot is randomly generated each game you start, or if it's set in a specific area every time you play. Not much in here. It's probably getting pretty late. 7:12 p.m. I think the sun sets around 8 or 9 fully. Not quite sure. I suppose we'll start heading back now. Today's been a successful day. We'll definitely have enough to survive throughout the night and get a good start tomorrow. I think this storm is picking up a bit. We can't be too far off from Toronto. I mean, maybe 50 kilometers away. This looks just like my backyard in Ontario. Yep, storm's definitely picking up. The snow that started to fall is an indication of that. Generally when that happens, there's a good chance that it's going to pick up and get worse. It's an absolute horrible experience being stuck in the dark, say 10 o'clock at night, while there's a raging blizzard. You're almost hopeless. You die within a few minutes. Alright, I see our place just up ahead here. By our place, I mean Charles' place. Charles has done well for himself so far. Oh, great Canada. Charles is a proud Canadian. Alright, so we better start by making a fire. It's pretty chilly in here. How are we doing for time? Well, we have about 5 minutes left, so for the rest of the duration of the video, I will probably be crafting, boiling water, stuff like that. I might be breaking down some of my equipment. But that's basically it for the video. After that, I'll just be sleeping, and then day 3 will be in episode 3 of The Long Dark. Alright, so it's pretty dark in here. Make a fire.
Don't do this to
I'm not
me.
too good at making fires. And I'm also encumbered. I just noticed that now. I had a little trouble with my microphone, so hopefully it's not out of sync right now. Oh, so the fire logs. They add about a solid 2 hours onto your fire. Much better than the reclaimed wood. At first I didn't know you could select how much snow you wanted to melt, so I actually thought you had to harvest the snow to melt it, but nope, not how it works. Finding that can opener sure did help us. If you smash the can, it wastes, I believe, 25 or 30% of the food, or the calorie count. So can opener is obviously the best choice to open a can with. Haven't tried it with the knife or the hatchet. Get our calories up before we go to bed. Refreshing water. Fatigue's up there. We had a long day. Gonna have to do something about this fatigue. Still got a lot of crafting ahead of us. I assume it brings up your fatigue. I haven't quite paid attention. I know that crafting and doing activities definitely makes you thirstier. We haven't even technically survived for a full day yet. Alright, let's see what we got for clothing. Got a lot of doubles here. We can definitely break down and use the supplies to repair our current clothing. Only one piece of cloth, but I guess in early game it will add up. Gotta love waking up early just so you can craft. Wonder what it's like outside this cabin. Oh, I'm thirsty. Uh-oh. Delicious. Great Canadian North spring water. It's quite time consuming. I kind of like that in a way. It adds to the realism. It would take a while to break down a piece of clothing, especially leather and such. It's not something you can do in 1 minute. So I need a tool to repair. Darn. That's okay. Maybe we'll find it in episode 3. I just got food poisoning from this granola bar. I cannot believe that. If only I wasn't stuck in a post-apocalyptic Canadian wilderness, then I could pull out my cell phone and complain to the company. Poor Charles. Fire starting skill increased to 53. Seems like it goes up 1% every time I start a fire. A successful fire, that is. Well, I think that's it for today's episode. Will Charles survive the food poisoning? And will 10 hours of sleep be enough to rid his body of the food poisoning? Find out on episode 3 of Let's Play The Long Dark.